Welcome to Let's Talk Relationships Coast to Coast. Hi, Chuck. How are you today?
Good, Alyssa. Good to see you today. How are
I'm,
you?
I'm great. I'm great. It is a beautiful spring day in New York. Everything is just budding and bursting with color, and it's just like one of my favorite couple of weeks of the year. Just so
Oh,
beautiful.
yeah, that's wonderful. And here it's really beautiful too. The weather's great. A little chilly, but things are opening up, and restaurants are opening, and so it's just good to be alive. It's a good day, good time to be alive. Where not only are the flowers opening up, but the restaurants are too, and nightlife and everything. So, well, we had a great workshop last Friday, and one of the things that really meant a lot to me is some things you shared about the brain science, and how recent discoveries about our brain are really providing some great insights that will help us have healthier relationships.
Exactly, exactly. And Safe Conversations is really based on neuroscience. The brain plays a role in terms of ourselves, in terms of keeping us safe. So it's really always checking the environment. Am I safe? Am I safe? And then what happens is if it feels we're not safe, the brain releases a hormone called cortisol to help us activate fight, flight, or freeze. Sorry, that's really a tongue twister. And so a whole bunch of stuff is happening in our body. And when we're activated like that, we really can't connect. So
Mm.
we're always looking to be safe. And as we know, we talk about safety all the time in Safe Conversations and how essential it is in terms of having healthy relationships. But our brain is also really, it's really motivated by the same thing. So it really connects so beautifully. And what happens is, just to give a little description of it, there's a neuroscientist, Dan Siegel, who years ago, along with other scientists, discovered that healthy relationships actually lead to healthier brains. And that we're really social beings, and the way we interact with others can really start to create healthy neural pathways in our brain. And what happens is, we have different parts of our brain, and they have different functions. So, what he does is he uses the hand as a model to explain how the brain works, the different parts of the brain, and how it gets activated in this context of safety.
Well, so before you demonstrate that, something you said I think really struck a chord with, I don't know, maybe with our listeners as well. You said that relationships affect your brain. I thought, in terms of the history of psychotherapy, it was the other way around. It was you change your brain. In other words, if a person is unhealthy, it would be impossible for them to have a healthy relationship.
Right, right.
How's that changed?
Well, now we're seeing that relationships can actually impact our brain and make our brain healthier. So it's really positive news of the past, of the past several years, really like in the late 1990s, this was really discovered. And so, like I'm saying, the brain is really like a social organ, and
Mm,
healthy relationships, being in that safety allows for these neuropathways to be built in healthier ways.
wow.
So so powerful. And you can see, so not only does it feel good to have healthy relationships, and we can be more creative and produce more, be more, think about different ways to enhance our lives when we're feeling that safety, but our brain is actually developing in a better way.
Wow. So the conclusion of that is if you're listening today and you think I have to get healthy before I can have a relationship. I think what Alyssa and I want to encourage you is to get in the relationship and work on the relationship. And as you make the relationship safe, and as you build the relationship, you will change. That will change you more than you having to change to make a better relationship. It's the exact opposite. Would you say so, Alyssa?
Yes. Yep, definitely.
Yeah. So now about Dan Siegel. How's that work?
Yeah, so it's just, we have to go into so much detail on this, but it's just he used this model of the brain with our hand just to understand the different parts and how to be healthier in a relationship. And so what he does is he uses the hand. So here's the hand, and the wrist part would represent the back of our brain or the reptilian part. And this is the part that's always checking, am I safe? And it's also doing the basic functions like keeping us breathing and digesting and all those really primal kinds of things. And this is also the part that in relationship will be activating that fight, flight, or freeze. So if we're not feeling safe, that gets activated, the hormones get released, and it makes connection impossible because we're really just trying to protect ourselves. Then there's three parts: the bottom, the middle, and the upper part. The middle part of the brain, where my thumb is really where we have memories, where we learn. That's like that main part of the brain where we make connections, like, do I feel safe? And that kind of thing. And then the upper part of the brain, this is where the real connection can happen. And safe conversation skills encourages us to use the upper brain by activating things like the sentence stems and the dialogue and the mirroring. All of that activates that front part of our brain where we can really be the most creative, co-create healthy relationships, have empathy, step into each other's worlds a little bit. So that's where, when we activate that part of our brain, that's when it's the easiest for us to have healthy relationships. And so using these skills really activates that part. So it
That's
integrates everything.
That's great. So yes, the Safe Conversations workshops that we lead will help you integrate the three parts, those three brain lobes, and help you balance everything. And also balance there's two hemispheres in the other upper part, balance those hemispheres. And that's what makes it possible for people to talk without criticism, to listen without judgment, and to connect beyond their differences. Because like Harville Hendricks says, the main reason we have conflict is objection to difference.
Mhm.
And so using those three parts of your brain, the way you said, will help you have healthier conversations and therefore healthier relationships. Well, we're having another workshop for couples, one coming up on what is it, May 1st, Saturday?
Yep.
And then that's 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock on Eastern time,
Mhm.
10 o'clock to 1 o'clock on Pacific time. And
Mhm.
then one coming up the Friday after that for the workplace. Again, we're doing another one.
Mhm. Yes, I'm looking forward to both.
And what's the date on Friday? It's the
That is May 7th. That's May
7th.
7th. It'll be 12 o'clock Eastern time, 9 a.m. Pacific time.
Okay.
So again, May 1st for couples. And it could also be for dating couples. We're going to talk about that a little bit more next time. So,
Dating
so,
couples.
yeah, so dating couples, married couples, any pairs, really, any relationship, but really mainly couples. But anything is okay.
Right. A person who wants to be in a relationship.
Right.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
great. Okay, well, great. We'll look forward to seeing you next week. And if you have any questions, post them in the chat box there, and we'd love to connect with you.
Thank you.
Thank
And see
you.
you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.